Welcome to the Midnight Run. We're honored by your attendance. Your host, Denobi2.
I know, it's been a while, folks. It has been a while. How is everybody doing? This wonderful Midnight Run. I guess I have a lot of catching up to do on this Midnight Run. This is more of a what's been going on, the progress, the last 30 days, because I want to say the last time I got to hang out with you wonderful folks was the Blitzway DeLorean. Yeah, the Blitzway DeLorean. Yeah. Eric. Oh, apologies, sir. I know it's been a while. Channel member Eric. Hello, everyone. 3 a.m. from Charlotte, North Carolina. As always, thank you for finding the time to hang out with me. Mitchell Lawrence. Hello, good sir. Checking in from London. Thank you for joining. Agent Silver Fox. Greetings from the sunny Scotland. Hope you're well, stranger. It's been a while. Yeah, it has. It absolutely has. Collector came in early. Hello, good sir. Hello, Andre. 8 a.m. in the morning, London, checking in. So I have a lot. There is a ton of shit that I want to talk, and I want to share my thoughts with you wonderful folks out there. But I will confess, though, that one of the reasons why I throttled my appearance, not being somewhat engaged with the community, was I didn't want to come off like a Debbie Downer. I really did not. I really wanted to. I wanted to spend time with you wonderful folks in a positive and joyful way. But it seemed like every time that I wanted to proceed, or I was psyching myself up to spend time with you folks, it seemed like the collecting aspect just would punch me in the gut. And I would love to share that with you. But the problem is that if I share with you how collecting has felt somewhat sour to me, it's going to lead me down a dark path. And I'm going to start pointing fingers. And then we're going to cross the political bridge, right? So I'm going to try to have some fun and try to share my constructive criticisms on this whole Star Wars mania. My God, there's been a lot of Star Wars schlock kind of been thrown at us, just to the point that it's like stuffing food down a throat of a duck. For that one specific meal, I can't think of the name. But there's God. Where do I begin? Kaiju Daddy, what's up, good sir? What time is it in Japan right now? Come on, check in. What is it? I know it's in. No, you're on the other side of the world. What is it in Tokyo? What is it? What time is it? Help me out. Pop Moses Film. Hello from Bree, California. Midnight. Can't wait for the Kentucky Fried Vader to reach my doorstep. You know what? I'm gonna let you wonderful. Oh, come on, Jesus Christ, Kaiji, you're fucking killing me, dude. What? I'm not in the military. Help me out here. Come on. I swear to God. Next thing you're gonna expect from me is to point on a map where Japan is. Come on, the U.S. Come on, help me out here. Ash, what's up? Hello, good sir. Hello. Thank you for joining. You know what? Let's bitch about Vaders. You know what? Let's get right into it. Fuck it. Let's get into Vaders. Vaders. Let's talk about all of these goddamn fucking Vaders. Who's asking for this shit? Let me grab where's my photos? All right. We have been bombarded with a ton crap. There's just been an overabundance of Darth Vaders. And this is where I tend to question the community, where I tend to question the loyalty, because Look, I've said this dozens of times. The Star Wars community is probably the most segregated collecting community there is. There's different factions, and there's some people. There's collectors out there, and there's people out there that I shit you not that feel that everybody watches the Clone Wars animated shows. Oh, everybody's the Rebels and all this stuff. Nobody's watching this stuff. It's a small minority, right? Disney Plus, Dave Filoni is going to be the one responsible for probably fracturing that particular segment once the Mando and Grogu movie comes out next year, and that's going to be a hootenanny. Who's buying all of these Hot Toy Darth Vaders? Who's asking for this stuff? And I'm going to get pushback on this, and I know I am. Well, Denobi Darth Vader is a legendary character. He falls under Luke Skywalker. He's like Superman, Spider-Man. You can never have, enough Vaders. But the difference is that these aren't action figure Vaders, right? This isn't like a 3 3/4 inch vintage series. This isn't Black Series, where every year the Black Series collectors absolutely should expect a cuck version of another Darth Vader in the Black Series, right, for 35 or 40 bucks and so forth. In the realm of Hot Toys, when you're asking $250, $300, right, most collectors need to throttle. They need to be somewhat picky as to what they're going to be adding into their collection. This right here is a farce, in my honest opinion. Even if you enjoy, even if you love Star Wars Rebels, I think this overall figure is an insult to an existing Hot Toys collection. I wouldn't have this anywhere near my collection. Ew, no. This isn't no. Look at this thing. This is a joke. Oh, but it's based off of the anime. No, not for what, 300 bucks, right? Remember, we're living in the era of tariffs, right? We're still going through the tariff trifecta, where when you look at the retail price, now you have to add in 3 different friggin' fees: tariff, shipping, and tax. So you got yourself a nasty little trifecta there. And this was something that when I saw it, I'm like, I just, why? Ash, give me all the Vaders except the Doolins. Yeah, stuff like this. This is who's asking for all of this stuff. And then, I mean, I want to give Hot Toys somewhat credit. I want to give them, I've been giving them the benefit of the doubt. And, something was shared with me recently that has broken my faith in Hot Toys, because I had this level of trust with the actual company. And, when this news was shared with me, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe Hot Toys isn't as perfect as what I thought it was. Maybe that foundation isn't as solid. And if we have enough time in the stream, I'll talk about it at the end of the Vader. But we're going to talk about all these Vaders and who's buying all this crap. Where is my... Next, we have the Obi-Wan Darth Vader. Obi-Wan Darth Vader. Everybody swear this was the actually, no, this isn't the Obi-Wan Darth Vader. My bad. Is this the expanded? My bad. This is the one where Hot Toys took creative license, right? Hot Toys is just under this impression that everybody loves Darth Vader so much that this version of Anakin in this epic mythos blast isn't even, it's not even canon, is it? It's not canon in the cinematic sense, and is it even canon in the animated, maybe the expanded universe? Force Unleash, right? What does that even mean? Okay, so Force Unleash, playing devil, I'll play ball with you. What is that? A book, a comic book, a video game, a cartoon, an interactive media, Are you referring to the Star Wars The Force Unleashed with what's his name? Right? Because if it is, it's not branded under this. This is when I saw this particular version of Vader. Mind you, this bitch here has 4 SKUs. There's 4 SKUs just to this specific one, and everybody lost their mind over this. Remember this? I didn't. I didn't. I'm like, okay. It's Hot Toys taking creative license on this Darth Vader. Remember when everybody in the community just lost their shit over this wacky version? I didn't. I didn't pre-order it. I didn't lose any sleep on it. No, it's Hot Toys taking creative license. But Hot Toys does do that with Iron Man and Marvel and so forth. For me, this was just something that didn't really interest me. But I do know that there are collectors out there that buried themselves in this version and such and other ones. Then we're getting to, I mean, hell, yeah, most collectors got their Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. Remember this scandal? Remember this scandal where you had YouTubers hiding shit, omitting information about the glow in the dark helmet? I didn't forget. You remember that where and then the YouTuber, he omitted that he broke it on this first review. Then he does a tutorial video with like, did he put the helmet in the oven and baked it 350 degrees? Easy side, like he was making cookies. Do you remember this shit? Do you remember? We're still getting over this drama, Return of the Jedi Vader is so 24. You know what, Kaiju Daddy, you're absolutely right. I wanted this one. I absolutely wanted it. I came very close. I even found before the whole Tariff trifecta, I actually found somebody who was going to sell it to me below retail. But the problem is, right, where I have so many pre-orders, there's so much stuff I want, Kaiju Daddy, is that the Return of the Jedi Vader did not pass the layman test. Look, don't kid yourself around. Be honest with yourselves. The whole idea as a collector, right, is to manage your collection to the most utmost best possible way you possibly can. And Darth Vader is just one of those characters that doesn't pass the layman test to a regular Joe. What does that mean? What is the layman test? Well, it means that if you took the Darth Vader Return of the Jedi and you took the Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back without any type of modifications and you put them side by side wearing the exact cloak and red lightsaber, the regular Joe Schmo layman isn't going to know which one is Empire Strikes Back and which one is Return of the Jedi unless you have the Christmas light ornament when you pull it out of the oven and you make it glow, or where you have to go to that next level of extreme. And even that is a different SKU. So that's assuming you even get the deluxe version of the Return of the Jedi. And if you want to pose them, right, with the open helmet, and if you want to pose them with the open helmet, then cool, great. I actually passed on this. I go, it's just not enough for me. It's not enough. So I never buried myself into this version of Darth Vader. I'm trying to be in a good mood. I'm trying to stay optimistic, Ash. You haven't seen the anger yet. I assure you haven't seen my anger yet. I'm trying to be as optimistic as I possibly can. Yeah, see, this is too much. I got 5 Vaders at present, 6 if we count the Japan celebration, Anakin version, 4 more on the way. That's too much, Kaiju Daddy. That's too much. You're gonna have to get audited. We're gonna have to sit down behind and we're gonna have a talk. That's too much. No. 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 That's too much. Too much fucking Vaders. You pull it back. Pull it back, dude. Pull it back. I'm not even done with the president. Then we have the Revenge of the Sith, Anakin. This is the one that I think triggered a lot of people. 4 SKUs on this silly Sith version. 4 SKUs. So you already have collectors that are sitting on pre-orders already on existing Darth Vaders, and then you have this gorgeous R&D, which is badass. Come on now, this is a nice one. This is really nice. Got the little metal and everything and so forth. I'm getting this one. Now, what's interesting though, I've had a couple people DM me, and most folks assume that I'm buried deep cuck into Vaders, like Kaju Daddy is over here with all his Vaders. I only have one Vader. I think I have the most definitive version of Darth Vader, and it was the Empire Strikes Back. It was the Empire Strikes Back. It was so definitive, and it sold so goddamn well that Hot Toys decided to reissue it. Yeah, they reissued the damn thing. Let me. I just dawned on me I didn't update with something here. Right here. This one was so definitive, sold so well for several years. Like I said, it was reissued, and I've always defended this one. This is the one. Like, look, if you're on a limited budget, if you could only swing for one Vader, this is probably the best one out of the classic trilogy, which is the one that makes the most emotional impact, and it's going to be the Empire Strikes Back Vader. This is definitely the most definitive one. One Vader, those are amateur numbers. No, see, Kaju, I didn't swore my allegiance is not sworn to Star Wars like you. I've always my allegiance. Look, it's always been Marvel. I'm still buying Iron Man figures. I'm still building my suits. I still love Marvel. I never abandoned Marvel like some of you kids did out there. I never abandoned Marvel. You guys, the minute that She-Hulk went south, all you collectors out there started liquidating your Marvel shit like there was no tomorrow, like it was like a sell streak on Wall Street. No, I never did. No. With Star Wars, I've always been conservative, always. And I'm passionate about the classic trilogy, but even then, I still pump the brakes. I mean, for all I know, Kaiju Data could be buried, neck high in Bad Batch schlock. So I mean, we just don't. And if that's your kicks and giggles, hey, you know what? More power. Yeah. Who? Galen Sosa. See, that's no. What's up, dude? Yeah, no. Hey, look, if you're building a football, then I guess cool, right? Yay. One could argue, but at least with my Iron Mans, that they're different marks. Very little modifications were actually done between New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So, but I don't even like to compare them because I think they're just it's different worlds. It's very, very different. I'm not interested in Marvel and DC figures, only comics. Let's get back to the or were we? Then my favorite one. This is the one I think pissed off a lot of people, and it was the Disney Plus Obi-Wan Darth Vader. Do you remember a few years ago when everybody thought this was hot shit? God, if I had enough time to do like a super cut of like the YouTubers out there that covered this one, they just thought it was the cat's meow. This was like, oh my God, let's wake the president type. Like, no. And look, I'll confess with you guys, if I can erase a timeline from my head, like wipe it out, like if I can, what is it in Harry Potter where you take a strand of memory and you remove it and you throw it away and shit? something that Dumbledore does. You know, you take that little memory strand, whatever, and you kind of go, it'd be this show. It would be the Obi-Wan. It would be the Disney Plus Obi-Wan show. I shit you not. You want, if you ever want to trigger me, see, I'm getting triggered right now. You see, I cannot, this fucker was walking across an Imperial deck, Inspector Gadget, and escaped in a piece of shit. I can't. We got to move on. And there's collectors out there that thought that this was a grail. This is the one that's been showing up on eBay as a this is the one that's been showing up as a poor bitfig. This is the definitive. This is, if there's ever been something that collectors aren't holding on to, it would be this. This would be what I would call, I'm going to coin it, I'm going to call it a bitfig. BIT-FIG. It's a bitfig. That's what this is. What's a bitfig? What is a bitfig? It's a commodity, something you exchange. You don't hold on to it. You sell it. You know, you don't have any emotional connection to it. It's like you're trading. It's like you're trading grain and wheat at the local market. That's what this thing is. It's what you see on eBay. It's a bitfig. Instead of a Bitcoin, give the collectors a bitfig. Something that, oh, we gotta, you know, the minute something hot shows up, the minute there's a brand new, hot, attractive toy shows up, and collectors are cannibalizing their collection. There's a few of the collectors out there. Who's going to get the short end of the stick? Who's going to end up as a commodity? It's going to be this fucker right here. This one here. This is the poor. This is the poor cousin. Why would you want this? It was a shitty fight. It was a shitty show. My God, if I can just take that memory out, I had the strength. I had the willpower. I never watched Book of Boba Fett. I saw the pilot episode and I never looked back. I said, this is garbage. Didn't watch any of that Ahsoka schlock on Disney Plus. I said, ew, no. And they tricked me. Disney Plus tricked me. And I watched the show, and if there's something I could take back, it'd be that one. 100%. Absolutely. I look, I'm in therapy right now, Cian. I have a lot of pent up anger with collecting in Star Wars, and you know, Nate, you know, geeking out, Nate will attest to me. Like, I've had to spend a couple nights in counseling with him because of the pure anger on some of the shit in the collecting world. That's just because I get it, but that's me. I'm at fault for that. I have a problem when I get too emotional when it comes to collecting. That's me. That's something I got to work out through. Where are we? Too many damn Vaders. Too many Vaders. Look at this. Rainbow Vader. Rainbow Vader. My God. If there's ever been, I mean, if there's ever been a quick draw to cancel a pre-order, it probably would be this one. Dueling Effect version Rainbow Vader. We're up to like, by the time this presentation, we're up to like 6 or 7 fucking Vader. It's too many. Rainbow Vader. I mean, this is something that you want to throw at a parade. This is ridiculous. You wouldn't want this thing to marching down a parade. Rainbow Vader, people. No, don't do that. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't put lipstick on the pig. Call it what it is. All right. Disco Vader. No. 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 This was, I mean, I saw that, and I remember that week that this, And he's like, you want like no, like I don't even want to talk about it. I think I joined Geeking Out's stream on that. I'm like, why would I? Like, this is an easy pass. This is what I would call uh, empty calories. This is a fat filler. This is something that is meant to distract your wallet from the true pieces, from the true iconic pieces. Um, I wouldn't even call this a bit fake because I just don't see any value in this. This isn't even like I just don't see anything worth, like why this a couple weeks pre-order and then what happens on a quick turn we're thrown this, right? This is why it's so important to have a spreadsheet. This is why it's so important to develop a shield, like a barrier, like a shield barrier, where you almost have to become numb. You can't fall for the Star Wars trap. And I'm going to say something. I think Hot Toys knows that the Hot Toy Star Wars collectors are cucks. I just they just like some of the silly shit that gets released under the Star Wars Hot Toys brand. You're like, what? And I listen to streams. I listen to I still linger in the shadows. I like to see what other YouTubers are talking about. And I'm just like, oh. And what happens, right? You get distracted with all that empty calorie bullshit, and then a grail gets thrown at you. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Artisan Edition. What I like to call the Jesus Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith. And I'm going to tell you something. I got to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters with the kids in the 40X theater, and it was wild, and I had a blast. I had so much fun watching that movie with the kids. My oldest daughter had never seen Revenge of the Sith, and she really enjoyed it. And I came home that night or that following week, and I pre-ordered Palpatine because I love Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. Like that to me is his ultimate, and that is just one of the most definitive versions of Palpatine that we got. So I did pre-order that, and I was generous. I was very fortunate and lucky to score. I don't fall for the artisan ploy or the artisan snake oil. Right? I do have a couple artisans on pre-order, but for the most part, I tend to throw a big yawn, like, nothing to lose any sleep. But to have Jesus, Obi-Wan Kenobi, my collection, it's a lot of fun. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Return of the Jedi Palps is peak. It's to me, it's perfection. In fact, I have a file, and I need to find a better file. I want to 3D print the Senate hover chamber. The thing that Palpatine throws Yoda at, and he's like doing this. I want to 3D print a 1/6 scale version. I think it's huge as shit. So I do want to. I'm gonna 3D print a 1/6 scale. And I definitely want to have Palpatine on that, either hovering or throwing it at Yoda. So I'm excited. In fact, I hope Hot Toys releases a Revenge of the Sith Yoda. Have they done that? I don't think they've done. I think they've done Phantom Menace, right, or or Attack of the Clones. I don't know if they've ever done a Yoda Revenge of the Sith. I would love to get a Yoda. It definitely would be like the bitch version of Yoda. I mean, he does get his ass kicked by Palpatine, and in hiding I must go. My ass I got kicked, and Palpatine fuck me up. Did you know that today's the 45th birthday of both The Empire Strikes Back and Pac-Man should be a national holiday? 45. My God, it's been that long. God damn. I want this in cosplay with the mask to go with the chick who's your You're out of control. Holiday special. You guys are still trying to put lipstick on the pig. Holiday special, Vader. I like that. You guys are trying. You guys are really, really. See what I mean? Look at that. It's the prophets who live in the wormhole have blessed us, Eric. And yeah, I'm excited to get the Obi-Wan Artisan. I'm really, really stoked on that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. The the Anakin, the dark side Anakin that was sold exclusively in the Star Wars Celebration. It was supposed to be divvied up within certain markets and stuff. And I've reached out to Sideshow a couple times as to whether or not that they're going to get it. And they neither confirm or deny that they're going to be able to get the Dark Side Artisan Anakin. Now, I do have a theory. I'm going to share it with you folks. Yeah. Let's go down a little bit of conspiracy here. Here's my prediction. Dark Side Anakin will be sold by Sideshow, but there's going to be a twist. Here it is. Dark Side Anakin will show up in Sideshow Con, right? Now, I've already verified for San Diego Comic-Con, Sideshow will not be attending San Diego Comic-Con. They're not on the exhibitor list. Although that can still change, though, because apparently there's extra booths available. But I'm pretty confident that Sideshow will not show up at San Diego Comic-Con. They're probably going to have their Sideshow Con. They have to call it Sideshow because San Diego Comic-Con is a trademark emblem logo name. And since Sideshow's not going to be participating in San Diego, they need to call it Sideshow Con, and they're going to stream it off their iPhone from their break room. And I suspect they're probably going to go this route as they're doing their streaming, and they're going to probably offer X amount. Maybe they may do a lottery. They may announce it on their stream simply because, I mean, why wouldn't they? No one else is going to be watching their fucking show. So they're going to tease it, and it'll probably be through their Sideshow Con where like, hey, we're going to open up the queue, and they're going to give the audience probably a 24-hour notice. Again, this is me speculating there, but the way that they operate, I mean, they do have the Muppets running that establishment. So that would be my theory, is that any remaining Dark Side Artisan Anakins that have been allotted to Sideshow, they're going to hoard them for their little sleazy Sideshow Con to ensure that people watch. They've done that before. It's not uncommon for them to offer incentives, coupons, and schlockness and all that stuff to make sure. And of course, they'll probably offer it when I'm at San Diego Comic-Con covering the event, and I'm going to miss out on it because that's my lot in life. That's just how things work for me. I'm never, right? You know, I got to open up a Matrix server to score one of these goddamn artisan figures. Dark Side 2.0 sculpted and artisan theories for the Sith. Oh, that's pretty good. Theories are for the Sith. That's pretty damn good. So this Obi-Wan isn't doing it for you, Denobi. I pre-ordered the Obi-Wan Artisan Edition. This Obi-Wan is doing it. The Disney Plus Kenobi, if I can wipe that out of my memory, I would. Absolutely. I would definitely wipe that out. So that's my theory. I think that the Dark Side Anakin is going to show up on the Sideshow Con. I have a really, really gut feeling on that. And then let's go ahead and end it with, so after all the Vaders that we've been talking about, then there was the New Hope Vader, and that retailed for $2.99, and I want to say that was released back in 2015. I believe that was a 2015 release, so it's almost 10 years. So technically, we can definitely probably benefit from a New Hope Darth Vader release. No, I don't think I'd be interested in a New Hope Darth Vader, but there are the kaiju daddies out there that would probably do a somersault for this. And then the infamous Rogue One that everybody slept on, right? This is the one that I was somewhat interested at the time, and I passed on this one. So the Rogue One Vader is probably legendary. If there's definitely a Vader that tends to hold value, or one that someone wants to liquidate as a bit fig, it probably would be the Star Wars Rogue One. Yeah, I can definitely see that. But yeah, going down all these screenshots, there's a ton of Vaders, I only have one in my collection, Empire Strikes Back, and I'll be pre-ordering this one. This one I won't even chase. I will actually, and there's a reason why I'm going to pre-order this one. I bet you wonderful kids out there won't be able to figure out why. Now, I enjoyed the movie. I saw Revenge of the Sith in 40X, but this one has extra frosting on it that has convinced me that it needs to be added into my spreadsheet. So 50 points to the first person who figures out the extra frosting on this one, on why I pre-ordered this one here. The Tarkin 2-pack Vader is a mix of Rogue One and New Hope, and look at that. See, you folks do pay attention. You folks do know me so well. Absolutely, it is the droids. Those droids are going to be exclusive specifically to the deluxe set. So yeah, this has to enter my collection, simply because this will be granted amnesty. This will pass customs. It won't get interfered with ICE. This absolutely the whole setup, the whole shebang, and those wonderful droids. You'd be surprised, accessories like that hold a lot of value. Even if you are not a big Star Wars droid fan like I am, this set being parted has a lot of value, not just from like the whole bench, the whole Frankenstein style bed platform, but like those droids. There's a ton of accessories. The helmet comes on and off, but I will absolutely be having this Vader on the actual gurney type bed and dismantled. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ash, if I've given you any points, I'm going to take them back. This is not, no, Deadpool. No. I don't like Deadpool the way you do. I don't. I have one Deadpool in my collection, and I've moved on. Especially with that whole scandal that turns out that Ryan Reynolds is a big bully in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm like, no, and no. I got one Deadpool, and I'm gonna move on, but I don't. I'm not a hard Deadpool fan like a lot of collectors are. I only need one Deadpool. To me, Deadpool falls under like Doctor Strange. I just need one. It falls under that B or C list level character for me, where I only need one of that version to represent. Same thing for John Wick, where everybody went gaga over that last John Wick. I have one John Wick. I've moved on. There's way too much shit to collect. So I moved on. Empire Strikes Back Vader with a meditation chamber. No, I wouldn't. No. Meditation chamber. No, that'd be big too. That'd be a real estate hog too. So no, I would not. At the you can redeem these points in your local pachinko bar, and your this has been the first Ultimate Vader, Empire Strikes Back, Bank Attack Vader. Now you're reaching. I don't know. Now, would it be a better alternative to do a back at? But so here's the problem. Have we seen the Bacca tank Vader in the cinematic representation? Where have we seen that? In a comic book, expanded universe, in a Rebels cartoon? Where have we seen the back? I feel when I think of that, I think of a comic book, right? Have we seen the Bacca tank Vader cinematically? Rogue One. He was dismantled in Rogue One. Now I have to go back. It's been a while. Okay, so if it's released under the Rogue One label, and it's a true back-attack Vader under the Rogue One label, then I would be very interested, because then it would not be Hot Toys taking creative license and stretching it out into a cash grab, because we got hit. I didn't pre-order it, but the community got hit with a cash grab. The cash grab was this guy, right? That is a cash grab right here. This is an expanded universe where Hot Toys decided to take creative liberty and cash grab and bend over the community, the Star Wars community. That right there. We didn't see this look in a film. We didn't see it on any Disney Plus show, right? So it's mythos. What does that mean? Well, it's imaginary. It's expanded universe from maybe like no. And that's where a lot of the regret from a lot of collectors, where they're shooting themselves in the foot, because now that they've pre-ordered this guy and they know that it's a somewhat expanded creative license from Hot Toys, where now they can get a cinematic representation of Anakin on the table. So this is where a lot of the and if collectors just kind of pump the brakes and not just day one pre-order, especially with Vader. No, like no, it just kind of like pump the brakes. Just don't speed, don't travel the highway at 75, 85 miles, which is a lot of fun. But then you end up into the situation where like, oh, now I have, 2 Vaders on pre-order, but then this one has just been released and it looks badass. And what did I hear through all the live streams throughout the community, right? I have way too many Vaders. That was the big consensus. Oh, most collectors agree that all these Vaders, from their point of view, it's pretty epic and pretty stellar. I won't disagree with them on that. Where their frustration lies is that it feels very overwhelmed, right? These Vaders aren't cheap. These are what, 300-400, and then you tack on the Tariff trifecta and you don't even know what you're going to end up paying for by the time you finally get them. So yeah, it's wild. In Rogue One, he had a back attack in his fortress of Mustafar. Hi, not related, but Darth Maul. I have one with the blood fin speeder and the one by Sideshow. Which one do you prefer? Cinematic. If there's anything I'm trying to share with you folks, is that I'm always going to prefer, and I'm always going to lean towards a cinematic representation of a character. Always. And I know a lot of folks like to count the Disney Plus canon. I have annexed the whole Disney Plus universe. I don't want anything, and that goes for Marvel too. I feel that anything that comes from the Disney Plus verse is not as respectful and diluted and doesn't have the same caveat as its cinematic representation. So, and I'm not the only one, because there's a reason why the Obi-Wan Darth Vader got the short end of the stick, right? Most collectors, when like, well, I don't need 3 Vaders. That's what I kept hearing. I don't need 3 Vaders. So who got the short end of the stick, right? It was the Obi-Wan Vader. But I only have one Darth Maul, and it's the original DX with the speeder. I have one Darth Maul. That's all I need. I don't need any. And if you want really good advice, use extreme caution when buying 1/6 scale figures from Sideshow. Sideshow figures are trash. They just are. Ew. Even that scum and villainy line that they got, like those outfits don't even look like they're sized right towards the body. The stitching is always off. Sideshow figures are just the worst. They're painful. Ugh. And most collectors that end up buying them Like, you don't want to put those up front in your, you want to hide those in the back, because if you get too close, no, no. Fractal armor Vader. That's reaching. That's absolutely reaching. You haven't watched Andor, but it's the best storytelling, since it's also improved Rogue One. Cool, and I never will. There's no significant benefit. I don't give a shit about the construction of the first Death Star. There's nothing that Andor, for me, would not help me in any way propelling the Star Wars story saga as to where I'm comfortable in. I committed to the sequel trilogy, and look where that got me. So what are they doing? It's all prequels. It's playing it safe. Let's do prequel. It's the same reason I've never seen the Black Widow movie. Why would I want to watch the Black Widow movie? Who gives a shit? Black Widow died at the end of Endgame. Why would I care? What significant benefit would I need to watch the Black Widow movie? So I didn't. I'm not like that. I don't watch things just because it needs to be. I'm not Hatalorian. I don't watch all that. He watches all that shit. He can sit in the couch and watch all that stuff like that. I don't. I'm like, I'm allergic to bad scripts and bad stories. And I understand that Andor is good storytelling, but clearly it's not even good enough for merchandising aspect, right? As far as Hot Toys, Andor Brandon, even Hot Toys doesn't even want to take that leap of faith in high risk. And what are they doing? They're reissuing K2SO to reissue, and then they're doing Cassian Andor. They got his figure, which he was the least liked favorite character of the Andor film of Rogue One. I hated his character. I hated the actor. I'm not a fan of the actor, and I hate the character. So then they make a series around him. So, yeah. No. Winter Soldier and Falcon was another one that I passed on. I saw the first episode and I moved on. But the point being is that this is such a huge world. I dabble, not a lot of collectors. Like, I don't know how you collect. I'll just use Casual Daddy. I don't know how you collect, but I'm somewhat vested in the 3 universes. I have a huge DC section here. I got a big ass Marvel section here, and I like to say I have a decent Star Wars collection. I don't have 7 Darth Vaders. I don't. But I dabble in all the universes, and if they make the stuff that I want, they can have my money. It's that simple. In fact, I'm looking forward to the Droidicas, right? Whenever Sideshow decides to ship them to me, I pre-ordered 2 Droidicas, and they will be USB hacked. To me, it's an easy hack. I can have those little eyes light up, glow red, and the mouth glow red. That's an easy hack. So stuff like that, like the Phantom Menace droids and things, I'd be down for. In fact, I would even be down for an artisan Qui-Gon. Yeah, because the first one was just botched really bad. So I would do that. I would do that. But Vader, why? Why? No, not like that. Not like that. Not like that. And then let's jump over to. I'm gonna go back over here, and then May 4th, right? Is that when Jar Jar was released? Is that when we got Jar Jar? You guys gotta help me out here. When was Jar Jar announced? That week. Yeah, it was the May the 4th, right? And there was nothing exciting. Like, somebody messaged me, like, you want to talk about it? I go, Jar Jar is cool. Jar Jar Binks is a fun character. I think he's gonna be well liked. But make no mistake, he's gonna sit around. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get Jar Jar Binks. Is he worth pre-ordering for me? No. I highly doubt I will not be able to. I won't be able to find them. I think I'll be able to find them in a lot of authorized retailers. And uh, yeah, I think it's cool. I applaud because this is a brand new figure from the top down. The arms are new. Like everything with Jar Jar has to be custom. They have to introduce new tooling, which would explain his price. I think was like he's like $300, isn't he? It's like $300. He's not cheap, and you're not getting a lot of accessories. But I understand why you're not getting a lot of accessories because of the technology that's being used in the seamless arms, the legs, that head sculpt, and so forth. I mean, yeah, for a comical character like Jar Jar, you think you would have gotten a lot more accessories, but I'm going to get them. And this was, I think, during May 4th. What honestly excited me about May the 4th, that Sunday, was that I was able to pre-order the Star Speeder 1000, the Star Speeder 1000 from the Disney Store, because I pre-ordered. I got the first one, the Star Speeder 3000. It's the red version speeder where it has like a cinematic and there's a film and all that. To me, that was exciting. The fact that May 4th, I actually got to spend it on the Disney Store, and I ended up picking up a couple of things. I think I picked up like an interactive droid, the Star Speeder 1000, which is sold out, by the way. It was just a quick pre-order on that day, so it's for a 3 3/4 inch vehicle ship. It's gone. I mean, it sold out within hours that day. And to me, that was fun. That brought me joy. I'm like, this is really cool. I got to score that. And then you get to Hot Toys, and then what did they throw at us? They threw this was right here. This was the May the 4th, wasn't it? Let me see. I'm gonna look at the dates. I want to say this was the dates, right? Yeah. So another Clone Commando boss. This is a big snooze right here. A elite squad trooper, another big yawn. Like, this is boring as shit for me at this point. I have way too many troopers. The Rebels Vader, which I look at it and all I see is landfill, and then Poe Dameron. And then I feel sorry for Poe Dameron, because when everybody was talking about this guy, everybody it's a good looking head sculpt, which I agree. I think this is a really great capture of Oscar. But are people going to buy him? I think a lot of collectors are just full of bullshit. I think this guy is going to sit around as a daily deal. I think whoever pre-ordered him, they're going to end up canceling him down the road. I don't see much demand for a sequel trilogy, even for someone that's late to the party like Poe Dameron. I don't. This is a snooze fest here. And you're right. And the only one worth talking about was Jar Jar Binks. You're absolutely right. He was the only one worth absolutely talking about. Everything else was filler. And holy shit, has Hot Toys been going extremely hard? Have they? I mean, they've just been going bonkers to the wall on Star Wars, and I'm just like, do they know something that I don't? I mean, is there really that high of a demand? Right? Because this guy's not going anywhere. The concept Darth Maul. I honestly, if I can kick Hot Toys in the shin, I would kick him in the shin and plead with them, stop trying to make Darth Maul a thing. It's not. No. Darth Maul is one of those characters. Everybody says he looks cool, but then he ends up sitting in stock on Sideshow for fucking years. He's dead. He's dead stock. In fact, you can still this is supposed to be an exclusive, and you can still pre-order him. If that's any sign, at least in the US. I don't know, maybe in Japan or in Hong Kong or somewhere, people are in love with Darth Maul, but this is one of those characters, like, stop trying to make him a thing. This is just as bad as Ahsoka. Like, stop trying to cram him. Like, the Star Wars universe is diverse. There's tons of other characters. No. Mm-mm. I want to go back to. I'd love to get more Ewoks though. Like from Return of the Jedi, not this Funko Pop nonsense, but I'd love to get more. I'd love to buy more Ewoks. The Droideka was released. I can't wait. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get mine. This was May 5th. So who knows when Sideshow's going to get around to shipping this. Deadpool, big snooze. No, I don't. This right here, this made me sad. Holy smack. Does he look rough? Does anybody else feel Harrison Ford? He needs to retire. He needs to just settle back at the ranch with Calista Flockhart and call it quits. But although I heard he's bumping heads with Calista Flockhart, so he picks up all these jobs just to get out of the house, probably trying to dodge her. Probably why he took that winter Captain America movie where he played the Red Hulk. This figure looks rough. Great accessories. You know what's sad too? Is that I pre-ordered it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna, but man, oh man, this just, that final head sculpt, the problem is that Hot Toys did a really good job on the head sculpt, and he looks that old. Harrison Ford, I mean, looks like 2 miles of bad road. I mean, it's rough. Pit marks and cracks and all the Hollywood makeup and CG couldn't help this actor. He needs to pull it up. But I did pre-order it. I'm going to make it work. I'm not going to cancel it. And it just made me sad. Like there was just nothing exciting. This is what I'm talking about. Like a lot of these releases, announcements, it just makes me sad. Like there's just nothing fun to talk about. Like it's a Debbie Downer. Like you want to talk about it? And you're like, no, I'm sad. Like it's just why? Like it just, God, he just looks terrible. Just man, like oh. And the movie wasn't that great. I wish he would just tie it up. I wish Harrison Ford would just retire and just call it quits. I hope the Return of the Jedi Han Solo, the General, right? We got the General coming in, right? The General. I'm looking forward to that. I do have that on my spreadsheet, so I do look forward to picking up Return of the Jedi Han Solo. But this was a mistake. I don't know what I did here. This is some rough stuff here. Breaks my heart. Thunderbolts. I actually got to see this film. I enjoyed the film. The kids were bitching about it and they wanted to go see it. I'm like, fine, whatever. I took the kids. I thought the film was really, really good. Do I want any of the figures? Absolutely not. No. I don't want any of them. Nope. I enjoyed the film, but no, I don't want the red Santa Claus guy. Red Falcon, was it Red Guardian? Nope. Elena, no. Even Bucky looks rough. Bucky he looked tired in this movie. I shit you not. Bucky like, oh, what happened to the Winter Soldier? Maybe we should put you back on ice. You know, he looked rough. Like it looked like did Kevin Feige not spring in for the trainer? They usually get assigned trainers, but Bucky looked like he skipped leg day. Even Sentry, they ended up just cucking him too. They at the end of the film, they put him in they sat him they turned him into a couch potato watching Netflix, like just a joke. Like, why would I want like no, I don't want any of those characters. No, absolutely not. No. Look at Hayden Christensen. Look at this guy. Holy shit! Hayden Christensen. Every time I see an updated photo of this guy, he looks like he's at death's door. I swear. I hope he quit smoking. Whatever he's on, he needs to quit smoking. He just the man is, how old is he? 42, 41. He looks like he's ready to be entered into a hospice. I shit you not. He just, ooh, he needs to quit smoking. This is, folks, smoking ages you. Smoking ages you. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. He just, no. Nope, nope, no. Here we go. Nope. Mm, This isn't my Captain America. Mm-mm. Sorry, I'm gonna wait for Steve Rogers. I like even if I was gifted this version of Captain America, I don't even know if I would put him inside my Magic cases. I can put him in my like detox downstairs where I have like my projects downstairs. I have like 2 detox in the second floor. That's where I put like the riffraff and the downtrodden. I wouldn't put this guy in my collection. He's not my Captain America. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's move it along. Nope. He's a sidekick. Sam needs to stick to being a sidekick. He needs to return that. He clearly checked out that shield at a Bolin rental. He needs to grab his ticket and he needs to return the shield. That's no. 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 This was an easy pass. Fractal Iron Man. Nope. This right here pissed me off. I wanted this guy. Airborne Trooper. I wanted him. I saw him and I knew he was one of the background characters for. Remember, this is right where I'm still going through the whole Revenge of the Sith hype, and this was like when I first saw this guy, I thought it was another cash clone trooper grab. Like Hot Toys is just let's make a gray stormtrooper. Let's make a rainbow. And it wasn't until I did research 2 or 3 days later that this is a genuine cinematic representation of a clone trooper from Revenge of the Sith. I want him, and then it was sold out, and I was not aware. That it was a small batch and the pre-order window was very limited, so I missed out on this one. This one breaks my heart here. I did. Like clone troopers like this, yes, I'm interested. Absolutely. Like that. Clone troopers like this, no. 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 That's empty calories, folks. That's a filler. But this right here, yeah, this one makes me sad because I really would have wanted. He looks badass too, but I didn't pay enough. I didn't do enough research because I dismissed him as another clone cash grab from Hot Toys. So what's going on? What the stress of Star Wars fans from past this time. Yes. And then Ahmed Best, who Jar Jar, remember with the documentary, he wanted to jump off the bridge, and Jake Lloyd, they were all bullied. So I don't believe in. I'm very sympathetic, but I also do know that Hayden Christensen is a chain smoker. He needs to quit it. In fact, if you go on the Blu-ray, and there's even paparazzi shots when he was making the films. Every time he was snapped from the paparazzi, like during the early aughts, 04 or 05, he always had a cigarette in his hand. He was a fucking chain smoker. So, and you can tell, like, dude, you need to lay it off. But if that's the case, Ashton, yeah, good for you. Yeah, sorry to hear about that. If that was the case, yeah, it just, I never caught on to smoking because I was too cheap. I'd rather just spend it on toys. I'm not kidding. I've been collecting since I was like 14. And I'm like, cigarettes and booze or action figures. To me, action figures were a better deal. I'm not making that up. People who know me, like, yeah, he doesn't want to. If it means drinking comes out of his toy money, he's not going to drink. I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm not going to drink if I can get more out of the figures I want. Clone Commander Cody, easy pass. I already have the first one, and I know this is a first gen, but if you don't have Clone Commander Cody, then clearly this would have been a good add into your collection. But I have the first one, so to me, this was another yawn. That's what I call it. Plastic crack over. Pretty much. That's not going to deny it. That's pretty much it. Very, very much it. And then this here, I don't do anything from Rebels, and for those of you who aren't aware, my borders are open for any Star Wars droids. Except one, and it is this abomination here. Typically, when it comes to Star Wars droids, they're always welcomed. They clear customs. They get, when it comes to Star Wars droids, I create the White Lotus for them in my module case, except one droid, and it is Chopper, because I think Chopper is an abomination and an embarrassment to the Star Wars universe as far as droids go. It was something that he's a character that was designed in an animated style. He was designed as a cartoon, and someone just, Dave Filoni or somebody just fucking thought that this animated character in its animated form, body, and build would be appealing in a real life aspect. And to me, it looks like a joke. Yes, Star Wars is fantasy, but it's hard. Sometimes there's shows and characters like that break the imagination or break the illusion. And this is one of the I've tried to watch Rebels. I think Rebels is just a waste of time, as is the Clone Wars. And I saw the Clone Wars, the movie in 2008. I did see that in theaters, but I can never get into these shows and stuff. But Chopper to me is a waste. In fact, clearly I'm not the only one that feels that way, because the original Chopper is still in stock on Sideshow. So I can't be that far off that most people don't give him the respect as an astromech droid if he's still in stock in Sideshow. Every time there's an R2 that goes in a pre-order and it goes in stock, it usually sells out super duper fast. Oh, look at that. What's up, dude? What's up? What's up, dude? Oh, you know what? You wanna come and hang out? I didn't think I'd see you. Is Kaiju, are you still there, or did you fall asleep? Kaiju, if you want to join, I'll send you a link. Get me let me remove this for 1 second. Let's see here. Who is in here? Let's see if he wants to. Where's Kaiju? I don't know. Maybe he wants to join. Maybe he'll show me the secrets of Tokyo. Let's do that. Let me see. I was like smoking with cancer in my leg, and it was so painful. It felt like, it felt so painful. It felt like it was going to cancer. No, quit. And there you go. Good for you. Yeah. No. But Mitchell, the animated Clone Wars is better than the prequel. Yeah. So, and then at one point that stuff wasn't canon. Then it became canon, and I'm like, this is too much work. It's too much work. Go back to Hot Toys. I wanna. Back to Hot Toys. Back to. I think we're. I gotta do a quick shout out. We are seeing we got our tickets to go see Lilo and Stitch this Friday. My daughter has a huge Stitch collection, and I don't know if I told Nate or somebody. I go, if Hot Toys makes a high quality plush, if they make a high quality plush of Stitch, I go, he's coming home. And I think this is the most adorable, awesome thing. Like I just think this is great. And I know when it comes to collecting, when it comes to the plush high end, not everybody's into, and this is more of a niche. But I actually do have a Disney section. I do have a Disney section of I have a module case devoted to Disney where I have like Winnie the Pooh, I have Beauty and the Beast, like the Nautilus, Buzz, the Hot Toys Buzz. So I do have Pirates of the Caribbean. Like it's fun for me to have a Disney themed module case. It's fun and it's wild, and it's something different since a lot of my module cases are themed to their respective universes. DC have, and then Star Wars, and then Marvel behind me and so forth. But yeah, no, this is cool as shit. I wasn't sure if anybody in the community, but I'm like, this is like, he's just adorable. My thing is though, is that I hope she doesn't want to keep it in her room. She's gonna mess him up. But I want him. I want to look like it looks adorable. I'm like, oh man. It looks like that's exactly what I was thinking. It looks like a studio prop. It looks really unique. It looks really, really cool. And I'm hoping Sideshow picks up the pre-order, because I know when it comes to these type of novelty hot toy items, in some cases, Sideshow does not carry the SKU. So like Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, the Hot Toys version, it was never carried by Sideshow. It was never even brought it. So I end up buying my Winnie the Pooh through an overseas vendor. So, but this is Stitch though. So I'm hoping that it'll be US available. But regardless, if it's not, it's still coming home, because I just think it looks badass, and it adds more character to my Disney theme, because I do have a Disney themed module case, but I just like the way the mouth opens and so and then the articulation on it. It's just like, oh, this is and what's also interesting about this is that this is going to be one of those items that's going to bridge a lot of new collectors into the world of Hot Toys. There's this one lady that on YouTube that loves Grogu and Stitch, and she has like a huge Grogu collection and a huge Stitch like plush. And it's items like this that is smart for Hot Toys, because it bridges the gap where this lady may not be interested in the 1/6 scale figures that Hot Toys offers, but things like this, where it's a high end quality, prop plush type deal, it brings them to them. Same thing for like Back to the Future and Ghostbusters and things like that. Did you get the NECA version? That's going to be an absolute no, because NECA is not really allowed in my collection. I don't like NECA. NECA decades later has still been unable to fix their QC issues. Their figures fall apart. Their figures are trash. In fact, I think the last NECA figure I bought was Alf, and the fucker broke. Every NECA figure I buy is trash. It breaks at the joints. I think my Alf fell over on the table. Didn't even drop onto the floor. It fell, and his leg snapped right off. I shit you not. And I ended up just gluing the thing. And I'm like, and that's my fault, because I know that NECA is trash. That's one of the main reasons that NECA Back to the Future will never ever be allowed into this room, because it would just devastate me. Yeah. Plus, NECA has never been able to crack the code with human skin texture, or at least a color paint palette. They've never been able to figure that out for the life of them. Their human figures always look pasty and dry, and looks like they were in some sort of cryogenic sleep or something. So, but Alpha's not the only one. I've had like the RoboCop, the Predators, all that stuff. It all breaks. It's all trash. NECA cannot make a good quality figure to save their life. You blow on it, you blink your eye at a NECA figure, and it's gonna snap at the joints. It's trash. NECA, it just is. Alf, yeah, of all the characters. But yeah, I'm excited for Stitch. I'm super excited. And then again, we talked about I ended up with Vader, but this was something here that yeah, it'll definitely be coming home. And let me do something here really quick here. That's okay. That's okay. I was not sure. That's okay, Casual Daddy. I figured you were working. I don't know what you told me the time, and but it'd be a lot of fun to get you going. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Did I talk about everything? I think I talked about everything that's been out so far since May the 4th. I don't do Predator. I don't do this. I don't waste my time with that. I don't do Predators at all. That's a waste. This guy here, I have no clue who he is. He looks cool. That's an easy pass for me. Darth Nihulu. Don't care. Another expanded. Aquaman. This is the release, right? Looks pretty cool. I did not pre-order him. If he ends up as a daily deal on Sideshow, I may be tempted to pick him up, add him to my DC collection. He's not a top priority pick, but I do love coupons and I do love daily deals. So this guy, if I run into him on a good deal, I'll bring him home because I have Aquaman. And I think he'd be a really cool, badass character to have. I think that's about it. And then again, while most of the community has been distracted with so much Star Wars releases, announcements, and pre-orders, I've been patiently waiting for the Fantastic Four and the James Gunn Superman, because I know that James Gunn Superman starts the new DCEU with him, and so I want to be able to prep up for that. So I'll only pre-order him if I'm sold on the movie and if I'm sold on James Gunn's vision. So if the movie does good and if I enjoy it, I did see the Kryptonian bots. So there's like a deluxe version of Superman and his Kryptonian droid bots. That's an easy one for me. But there's a lot of DC characters in this film, and I'm getting Deadpool Wolverine vibes. So I'm already pumping the brakes. I can see Hot Toys spinning out of control with pre-order announcements on this guy, on this film. So so that's a movie. Fantastic Four. Pedro Pascal. Again, I'm all in for it. If I'm sold on the movie, most likely I will be. But again, this is the whole idea of pumping the brakes and taking your time and so forth. Nate. Nate. I was talking about you early in the stream. People were like, where were you? And I'm like, I was under counseling with Nate. He was I had so much anger with certain things. And
he was.
So I had to tell people that, and they're like, it's just, the May the 4th was different. My May the 4th was very different than other collectors' May the 4th. So it was very, very different. But I went down my Vader roll call, Nate. I pumped out my theory, the one I shared with you with the Dark Side and Artisan Anakin. I do feel that that's my prediction, that the Dark Side Anakin will show up in the Sideshow Con. Their break room podcast set up in their warehouse. They'll pick up the microwave, move it to the side, and put the iPhone on a tripod and start streaming to get people to, and they're gonna hold Dark Side Artisan Anakin hostage, because that's Sideshow for you.
The thing is, like you said, the original Dark Side Anakin was a convention exclusive before it went to the Sideshow site because they didn't sell out at the con. They could do the same thing.
That's right. That's right. The original Darkseid Anakin was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
You had to pre-order it on their website, and you could only get it at the convention pickup at site. So at first I thought that was my first theory is that, well, maybe Sideshow is going to be returning to San Diego Comic-Con, because if they were, they would absolutely be using a Darkseid Artisan Anakin as hostage. They would, meaning that even if you pre-order it, you're not going to get it unless you pick it up in person with ID, because that's what they did with the first one. So could they still show up for San Diego Comic-Con? I got access to the exhibitor list. I did not see their name on there, but the exhibitor list does not close until June 24th. And there's still empty spots on that floor, on the San Diego Comic-Con floor. Yeah, it's a shaky year, which is so weird, because typically the exhibitor floor is usually sold out by May. And the fact that there's still empty spots on that floor, and they're still accepting applications for exhibitors, has me, very curious. So as of now, as of a couple of days ago, no Sideshow toys at San Diego Comic-Con, but again, they're still accepting applications, and there's still spots available on the floor. So it's a very it's a tough toy year, folks. It's bad. The whole Tariff trifecta situation, the whole Tariff situation has it's a shockwave. It's like the Praxis moon, the Klingon Praxis moon, and explodes.
Oh my God!
That shockwave. That's exactly what has happened. It's exactly what has happened in the toy industry, where collectors are pumping the brakes, they're throttling, they're not spending as much. And I usually do 4 days in San Diego. I'm only doing 3 because there's just not going to be. I saw who's going to be there. I'm like, well, I don't need to do 4 days. In the good old days, 4 days wasn't even enough to enjoy San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 4 days wasn't even enough. Yeah, and now it's like, well, shit, I can knock some of this stuff out in 2 to 3 days now, because less exhibitors are showing up. So, yeah, it's just San Diego Comic, but yet it's not like they're dropping their prices on hotels and everything.
Today is a good day to
it's still
pre-order.
Expensive to attend. So, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Sideshow is keeping that figure hostage.
Yeah, but just to be fair, because I've already been doing research on San Diego Comic-Con, and there's other YouTubers in the action figure world that are recognizing what I've already recognized, that it's not going to be a very impactful San Diego Comic-Con. But you know what? So was Star Wars Celebration. Star Wars Celebration was a big fucking snooze too. They blew their load that first day, and then after that, no one showed up. Star Wars Celebration and it was the main reason, and it was one of the reasons why I didn't plan my trip to Japan that week. I go, what are they going to talk about? What are they? What is it? Hayden gonna and Rosario Dawson gonna talk about how much fun they had filming the show, the Disney Plus show? That's boring as shit, and that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. That's boring stuff. I also don't like the company that runs Star Wars Celebration. They're called Reed Pop.
They even run it outside the United States too.
What's that? Yes.
Did he? Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Reed Pop. Reed Pop is the managing company that owns the show, and they suck balls. They Reed Pop. They also do the New York Comic Con, so they do the New York Comic Con. But I remember the couple times that I've gone to a Reed Pop convention, they have shitty Wi-Fi. They don't print out. Yeah, they don't print out maps. They don't print out the books. And they're like, just download it. Well, how can I download your PDF guide when you're not giving your visitors good Wi-Fi or free Wi-Fi? They've always been like that. They suck. They really suck. Luckily, it was held at Japan, and Japan has Tokyo has a good cell infrastructure, so it's not something that would have been a big issue. over there. But I honestly, the only, and it was sprung at the last minute, but I had access to go that week. The wife said I could have gone that week, and I didn't want to because I knew I would be bored out of my mind. There was nothing else happening in Tokyo that week.
Tokyo.
Yeah. So I don't know, that whole celebration was a big dud.
Well, the thing is, if you hadn't
Anakin,
known about that Artisan Anakin, you would have gone though.
If I would have known about that, I would have even gone for a couple days because the flights from LA are like super cheap. It was like $660 round trip from Hirundu. I can't pronounce the airport. There's 2 airports in Tokyo. It's not the old one, it's the old one. I mean, it's not the old one, it's the new one. And I could have flown over there. I could have stayed in a Tokyo pod, the little pods, and really cheap for like $25 a night. I could have hoarded Artisan Anakins like Kaiju Daddy or whoever. I don't know if he did. I think he did. Bunch of hoarders out there, bunch of scalpers, and honestly, the Artisan Anakins probably would have helped fund the trip, which is wild because the fucker's going for over $1,500 on eBay. So I'm like, you're telling me that if I would have gone and picked up the Artisan Anakins, it would have probably funded the trip, which is really, really wild. But I still the problem with the Artisan Anakin, and I feel that it's a bit fake commodity. I don't feel the love is there for the figure. I feel that collectors are chasing it because of its value as a commodity, as a trade, as a instead of a Bitcoin, you're dealing with a Bitfig.
Trade bait.
Yeah,
for the trade bait, which it does make sense.
Yeah,
yes.
meaning that the first instance that there's something shiny for them to buy, the Artisan Anakin is usually the first one to get sold, right? So that's how I see it. Versus, I still have my original, and it seems like a lot of people I knew in the community that had the original Darkside Anakin sold it the minute they felt that they can squeeze the pennies out of it. Like, I don't want to name any names, but they know who they are, right? A couple of dudes over from the Jedi Watch, 6-scale mafia and gang.
Oh my god,
brother cousins and party and company. I'm sure they all have that original.
Whoa! How many people sold this damn thing?
They all. Shit. No. Well, especially brother cousins. I mean, I think didn't he just do he ended up selling a kidney to get the Artisan.
The Darth Anakin,
he did some, I don't know, some backyard deals with Tim Sen or something, I don't know. Look, I'm joking, but if I see any U.S. collector with an Artisan Darkside Anakin, you clearly gave up some ass. Something. I'm sorry, you were like, no one's looking, and sorry, any user talking, and then if they try to tap dance talking about that they got a deal, I'm sure they got a deal.
Wow.
Don't know, you could have gone dressed as Ninja Jedi. I know we would have known.
Ninja Jedi.
Today's a good day to pre-order.
What you trying to pre-order today, Denobi?
What did I pre-ordered? What the hell?
Did you pre-order the Stitch?
No, it's not available for pre-order. No, the only thing that I need to pre-order is the Revenge of the Sith Darth Vader on the plank, because I want to get that medal, right? There's an exclusive one with the medal with the plaque.
That's there's a special.
I'll probably you know what? I'll probably do it this week. I'll probably
the only way to get it is through Sideshow, because Sideshow has the special edition stuff.
So that's probably. And other than that, though, Nate, I've been really good with my pre-orders. I'm still under 17. I think I'm at 17 now pre-orders. 17. So I'm still under my 20. So it gives me a lot of freedom. to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, is one of the best to do. Well, you know what's interesting about the dark side, Anakin? It's not very often that we get what I like to call. I know people call it a grail, but I don't even see it as a grail. I see it as a true representation of a holy grail. Like this is, if you can get the figure at retail, you have been knighted by the queen. At retail, if you had to get cucked and do some White Lotus nonsense to get it, and
What
or
the
sell or cannibalize your collection to, then you've dishonored the you've dishonored its legacy. I don't like, it's not the same, right? The way I see it. But if you were able to go on that pilgrimage to Japan and get in line and score it at retail, that's pretty badass. Like, you have my respect. Like, you're cool. You have a holy grail.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to sell Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, and a bunch of figures and go through Toys Assembly or Tim Center, these guys, and pump out $1,300-$1,400, it's not the same.
I was thinking going a pilgrimage with my family to Japan this year. So I don't know. I was thinking maybe I could find that holy grail out there in Japan's.
Oh, I have a secret to tell you, Nate.
What?
I have a secret.
What secret? Wait.
I'm going to me and my oldest son. I'm going to Japan. I'm going to Tokyo.
When?
In a week.
Oh shoot! Wow.
Yeah. Is it a week? No, week and a half. June 2nd. I'll be in Japan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I have certain things that I want to do there. One of them is visiting the World Expo fair that's being held in Osaka, Japan. So it's the future. It's like a Stark Expo, right? All the countries are going to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've never been to a World's Fair, and so Japan's having one, and it was originally planned. I had originally wanted to do this with I was trying to time it between Star Wars Celebration and the kids' schedule. There was just some scheduling conflict with the family. And it would have been really difficult for me to attend Star Wars Celebration week especially knowing that there's nothing really good or exciting for Star Wars coming out. Like I would have jumped in front of the train because I would have been bored. The first day, Star Wars Celebrations, you only need one day. They don't hold my attention very, very well. They nickel in, especially because it's managed by Reed Pop, the company. All the panels and a lot of the stuff is nickel and dime, and a lot of it is paid autographs. Like I don't particularly enjoy the way that show is run. But again, if I would have known that there was been exclusive, I would have absolutely adjusted my schedule, my vacation, and pushed it up to make it for that.
Yeah.
Gone for one day, picked up my Artisan Anakin, and then go visit like the red light district and the Akibara, the toy district, not the red. The hot toy district.
You mix things up, yes.
Yeah. So, but
Jimmy brought up a question.
Nate, where are you get the Dark Side Anakin?
The Artisan Dark Side, is it from Jeremy Casa? Originally, yes, that was my plan to get it from him because he was the cheapest. But I said no to it. I was tempted by the dark side of the Force, and I said no to picking up the $1,000 Artisan Anakin Skywalker. It's okay. This too shall pass.
No, Nate, you're better than this, man. This is not.
I didn't pick it up.
You don't want to be like Fox and Friends. Will Fox and Friends, and then the minute and the minute the temperature gets high in the kitchen, these kids are gonna liquidate
Fox
it.
And Friends.
The minute that there's a new in-art Harry Potter kid, year 3 or when Hermione hits puberty, Will Fox and Friends are gonna sell Artisan Anakin and get it. So They don't hold on. They don't understand. They don't see the true representation of what artisan dark side, like it's a holy grail. But again, the key to unlocking that energy into making it a true holy grail is if you could have acquired it at retail. And that would have been special. But to pay $1,200-$1,300 for it, all you're going to get is the finger from the community. The community's been like, oh, congrats, and they're the community's going to be looking at you with like the stink eye. They're like, oh, nobody's really happy. No. So, but the year's not done. We know Sideshow and their Sideshow little Carnival Con is coming up. So let's see what they do. Let's see what they come up with. Did you pre-order? Oh, that's right. You're going down this Clone Trooper crap, aren't you, Nate? You're pre-ordering.
Yeah.
You need to. I need to vet your. No, we have to. We need to sit down and have a talk. We need to start canceling some of this stuff that you're pre-ordering. This is unacceptable.
Hey, some people got their RV of Iron Mans. I got my RV of Clone Troopers. Okay?
Not like this. Not this, Nate. This you don't wait. No.
Oh my
Nate,
God!
Did you pre-order? Look at this thing. No.
Yes, I did pre-order that. Yes.
No.
Yes, I did pre-order the Sakura.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper. Yes.
Yeah. No.
K2SO, nice little USB power 2.0 right there.
Yeah. No. That's too. What?
I never picked him up because he was too much on the resale. He was like pushing $800.
And he was released before COVID, right?
Yeah.
The original one, I believe so.
2016. Yeah, 2016, 2017. Yep.
Yeah. So if you don't have the original K2SO, this is a really nice add-on to your collection. So yes, I do approve that. If you don't have it, then yes, it's definitely something worth getting. So remember, and I shared. Nate has 7 Luffy's on the way.
This is funny.
So I'm gonna share this because I shared the story with you, and I'm probably gonna end the night with this story. But
okay.
I'm gonna share it with the audience here because I found this information a bit compelling, and this information was shared to me by Kaiju Daddy, right? Kaiju Daddy, because he knows I'll be in Japan. He knows I'm gonna be out there gallivanting and such. And I had asked him about the Osaka store. So for those of you who aren't aware, at one point, if you time traveled to the year 2022, let's say right now the year is 2022, right? And you're in Japan, you would have access to 3 flagship Hot Toys brick and mortar stores, 3 of them, with Osaka being the newest one. I got to visit one of their grand openings in Nagoya in 2019. It's beautiful, 2-story glass stairway. I mean, these flagship stores were like crystal palaces. Hot Toys was spending the money. They were just boom, 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 wow. And I knew of the Osaka store. And I reached out to Kaiju Daddy and asked him, and he told me the Osaka store closed down. He told me that. I go, Osaka store. I go, they just opened that up. I go, that was their crowning achievement. What do you mean? They spent, to open up a brick and mortar store, it's usually in the 6 figures. It's a lot of money. In fact, it could even be $1 million. When you buy a McDonald's franchise, for the land and the building and everything, is typically around $1 million to open up. I'm just using McDonald's, but to open up like a franchise or just an establishment, it could be up to $1 million. Hot Toys at one point had 3 giant flagship stores. Fast forward to the year 2025, and not only are there 3 flagship stores closed down, but the original one that was established, that the one from Toy Sapiens that was over 15, almost 20 years old, closed down and moved into a different part of town, into a smaller footprint. And to me, that was such an eye-opener because I didn't know Hot Toys was struggling. Doing the streams with you, Nate, we'd always talk about, 130 pre-orders, averaging 130. I guess, Hot Toys must know what they're doing. Their numbers, their actuary numbers shouldn't be lying to them. They clearly was like, this doesn't add up. Like, how can they be pumping out all this stuff? Well, they're making money. They're doing this. Well, clearly at one point they were, and then the market, right, when the economy and everything went south, between 2023 and 2024, they started closing down stores. They went into a panic mode, like the red alert button, close down stores. And Hot Toys is not a publicly traded company. They're privately held, and you only know from what you can see. To me, that was a huge concern. To me, that told me it broke the confidence I had in them, that I always thought they knew what they were doing. They're untouchable. And I always thought they knew what they were doing, and they don't. They really don't. And if Hot Toys struggled that hard by closing down flagship stores in Japan, it makes you wonder how the other companies are even still around, like InArt. Well, InArt clearly has been showing signs of struggle for the last year. Now they're desperate. Now they're going into the 1/12 scale because they can't keep up with the demand in 1/6 scale. So now they're going into 1/12 scale. Is Exo 6 still around, or have they been swallowed up in the wormhole? I don't even know who's still buying.
I haven't seen an announcement yet from Exo 6 if they're coming back to the States because of what happened with the tariffs. Now, since the tariffs are, lowered now for 90 days, not sure they're going to capitalize on the 90 days situation, but I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, the tariff trifecta really has, everybody thought it wasn't going to play a part, and it clearly has. It's definitely affected the way collectors are buying, and their habits, and it's just not good. And it clearly is one of the reasons why the San Diego Comic-Con is probably going to be somewhat lackluster this year, because of the situation. Nobody ever wants to bring politics into collecting toys, but unfortunately, this is something that has just been kind of dumped on us, and it sucks because somebody usually gets the short end of the stick, and if they're not selling enough, it's not uncommon. For the last 5 years, we've seen companies fold up and disappear. Big Chief Studios is one of them that comes up to me. Master Replicas, the Chronicle Collectibles, and a few others. So I thought Hot Toys was untouchable, and it has definitely shaken my trust in them. Like, I hope they're okay. I don't know what their flagship store situation is in Hong Kong or in China, or if they've even closed down. Because if they've closed down flagship stores in Hong Kong in the last 5 years,
I haven't heard anything about Hong Kong.
Yeah, and it's not something that as a U.S. collector we would be privy to unless we inquire on it. I didn't know about these flagship stores closing down in Japan until I inquired about it from somebody who lives there. So
now the thing is, if we end up hearing that some Hong Kong stores, some secret bases stores are closing in the Hong Kong area, then I think there's a room for some concern. With what's going on. Japan's it's outside, so that's not their main base and what have you. So it's very interesting with what happened with the Japans.
Yeah,
but from what I've been hearing, they have not closed down any stores in HK yet.
Okay,
nothing.
They
yet.
still have. I want to say they still have 3. Don't they have 3 flagship stores in Hong Kong, or 2? I need to verify.
I lose count because they keep opening up a new one every 2 months.
Yeah, they open them up and then they close them. Yeah, and they also have like little pop-up events in Hong Kong as well too. So
Yeah, some of the exclusive drops are through a new store that they opened up too. Like the new exclusive drops, like the Anakins and what have you. Like those are, it's open for business when it comes to them opening up some new stores. So I am not sure how many stores they have in Hong Kong, but I
Yeah.
have not heard anything about them closing down any stores yet. If that does come to pass, that they start closing up stores in Hong Kong, then there's something going on.
There's something, yeah, they're just not financially sound like they want us or people want, to believe. Um, I To me, the signs point out that they overstretched themselves, that it's too many. 120, 130 active pre-orders on Sideshow, and with their active with plus with I mean, there's still figures that are part of the daily deal from Hot Toys that have been
Yeah.
sitting there for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not on Hot Toys' fault; it's on Sideshow, but it's clearly showing that the market is going in a different direction, and R&D is so expensive. You're not going to pump in all this R. Maybe that's why they're doing a lot of these half-ass cash grabs, like the Cherry Blossom Trooper. No R&D is needed; it's just a new paint job, right?
Well, they did that, but also the reason why, because that was pretty much a Japan exclusive,
Okay.
right? And it was very popular over there. It sold out. The second one sold out.
Well, that's that Japan exclusive. So is the Dark Side Anakin, but
they both sold out at the same time, pretty much.
yeah,
Within hours of each other.
Yeah, so for every exclusive that you put out, then you have to, I guess, water it down with the lazy versions, I guess. But I mean,
The lazy versions.
yeah, I mean come on, how much work do you think? I mean, it's a paint job, and the Rainbow Vader is a paint job, and you put the label, the exclusive label on it, and I guess that's enough to get some collectors to.
Well, I think the Sakura Stormtrooper will be like a secret grail, because it's cousin, the Porcelain Trooper.
Mhm.
That one is selling big over in the resale market. So probably give it time, the Sakura might hit the resale. But again, only time would tell.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. It's not
But
like
this
there's
right
not a.
here, it was this here, even though it didn't bring back memories of the original 6-inch 8-7-inch line of figures. I can't remember the Made the Force or Power the Force figures back then, that Darth Maul concept. But honestly, they could have done another figure. They could have done another figure under them concept Maul for a exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. You scored Jesus Kenobi, right? You got your, yeah.
Yes, I did. I did
Okay.
score. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I think so
like
too.
Mhm.
I think it looks really, really good too. I think they did a really, really good job on that one. So, well, we'll see. I mean, and here's the kicker too. Hot Toys doesn't have that professional exposure from Sideshow anymore. And I want to have remember, Sideshow doesn't attend San Diego Comic-Con anymore, and they used to have this huge setup, right? Boots on the ground, interaction. And I wonder if that's hurting Hot Toys' overall bottom dollar. Because it's supposed to be a symbiotic relationship, right? It's the Sideshow is the distributor, but is Sideshow doing their part in representing the merch? It's not like they're attending conventions anymore. They're live streaming from their break room. How does that benefit Hot Toys? Because when Hot Toys does a convention presentation, they're boots on the ground. They show up at Star Wars Celebration. They show up in Hong Kong or the Singapore Toy Expo that they have over there. So Hot Toys is one of those products that it really needs to be just in person. It's more of a, not saying you tactile, but it's more of like, instead of watching it, on a stream, it's more like you need to you really need to see it in person. The level of craftsmanship and the quality that you're getting with a, let's face it, a $300 action figure, and it's hard to convey that value through a Sideshow Con live stream from the break room.
Yeah, and also what we've seen so far with the whole situation with the blogger photos, they don't really tell the right story with the figure release. Because I've seen because I know people were hating on the Batfleck, the newest Batfleck figure and the head sculpt.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing photos of in-hand photos of people that actually took photos, at their homes, their little unboxings or what have you. And I'm here like, wow, this looks nothing like the blogger photos. Wow. I don't know what they're doing with the blogger photos with the photography over there, but this looks nothing like it. Like, this looks better. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of the Batfleck head sculpt, the newest one, because he's too sad. It's not. Okay. I've said it before. He's sad fleck for me. It's not Batfleck. It's sad fleck. When he realized that no one liked BVS, he's like, that interview with Henry Cavill. It's a sad fleck.
I thought it looked fine. I already have the first one, so I thought they did a decent job. If anybody, is it a legitimate reason as to why, or is it just, see, that's the problem too, where everybody's so overstretched and overwhelmed with so many releases, you just don't know what's legitimate. But it's
I think we're getting to the point where there's so many releases coming out that collectors completely forgot that it was a pre-order from last year.
Yeah,
we have so many releases that I've seen in the comment sections like, oh crap, another Iron Man. I'm like, no, this Iron Man was released for pre-order last year. They're just releasing it now because it just got made.
Yeah.
Especially
the last 30 days, where it just seems like it's been an overabundance of Star Wars pre-order announcements and drops and stuff. I go,
oh, but dude, if you are a Revenge of the Sith fan, if you are a damn freaking prequel fan, if you are a Darth Vader fan, this is the set to get.
Oh yes, right here. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I went through my the history of Darth Vaders, and there's too many of them, Nate. I went through the Rebels, the Obi-Wan, the Return of the Jedi. There's just a ton of Vaders. I went through it all, and just to kind of jog everybody's memory, why is everybody so frustrated? Well, because how many Vaders do you really need? And there are collectors out there that feel that they need every Vader. I'm like, okay, but not all the Vaders pass the layman test. If you're only going to display him with the helmet and the red lightsaber, you don't need multiples of the same one. But I like this version because it's the operating table, has the droids, it has a little commemorative plaque, and it's unique enough where it stands on its own. Where if somebody sees it, it's from a Revenge of the Sith. It's Darth Vader being assembled. So I don't want anything from the Thunderbolts. Someone asked the question earlier, and thank God, because I wouldn't buy it. I thought Sentry was just a stupid character. I don't want anything from the Thunderbolts. I enjoyed the movie. I thought the movie was cute, but I don't want any of those characters in my collection. Nope. Especially Sentry. Especially where they sit that boy down in front of a couch watching Netflix at the end of the movie. I'm like, that was horrible. I'm not
watching Netflix.
Yeah, I'm not. No, that was horrible. So why aren't they digging the well for other IPs? Too much Star Wars. They are. I'll defend Hot Toys on this. They are. The problem is that this last 30 days, they went Star Wars freaking crazy. It was a lot.
It's a May 4th syndrome.
Yeah,
it's always Star Wars is May month.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna drop all kinds of Star Wars in May.
Yeah, it was it was to the point. And then that was one of the reasons too where I didn't even want to participate in live stream, because it was all the amount of Star Wars crap that was releasing. It was snooze fest. It was like, I can't get excited about this crap. Like, like,
Century and chill.
like a cement colored stormtrooper. Like, no, rainbow colored Vader and cherry blossom stormtroopers. Like, no, man. Like, there was just nothing. Like, it just and they kept doing it too. They kept doing it, but they are being diverse, right? They are, because they just announced this guy, right? So they just it just feels weird because this last 30 days they were going hard on Star Wars, but no, right? They are absolutely expanding their portfolio.
Well,
but
another thing too is that collectors have blinders.
Yes.
When a figure gets released and it's not in their domain,
yes,
they feel that they're not being diverse enough. Let's say, for example, you're not big on 80s characters, right? But they do release them, right? They do release 80s pre-orders characters, the Predators, the Terminators. Maybe someone that has blinders and does not pay attention to 80s stuff will say, oh, they're not being diverse enough. And I'm like, they just dropped 80s characters last week, so
yes, you're right, because that's all they see. But I mean, again, when you go on Sideshow and they're averaging 120, 130 active pre-orders, they are absolutely being diverse, because you're right, they've been going hard on that Terminator and especially Predator. And then
I still got the poor little jetpack RoboCop that everyone was talking crap about a few years ago. I still got him.
Yeah,
there he is.
So
he still looks nice.
And this is the type of diversity right here. That I think it's cool, but not a lot of other collectors in the community are probably going to spend a lot of time. To me, this is badass. I'm like, this is adorable little thing here. But again, I'm different because my collection is very diverse, and I have a Disney module case already set up for Disney hot toy characters. So this is like, looks a lot of fun. I could absolutely add them in. Versus there are collectors out there with module cases, and all you see is Star Wars, right? Or just or Batmobiles, and they have a whole wing of just So I mean, it's different. Every collector has their own unique taste as to what they want to collect. But no, I know it seems like it, but no, Hot Toys is being diverse.
How tall is Stitch? Like the character, how tall is Stitch?
I always thought he was like 2.5 or just under 3 feet. Because he's driving that toy mobile, the little Barbie, and you have to be at least 3 feet to properly. So
he's not a life size, unfortunately. He's only 1.3 tall.
Really? Okay.
So he's a third of the height. He's only a third of the height. Then if he's 3 foot tall, then Stitch, this is a 1.3 So he's about a third of the height of a proper life size.
The Wikipedia for the Disney Wikipedia says Stitch, the mischievous alien from Disney's Lilo and Stitch, stands at a height of approximately 3 feet tall. So I guess I was saying 3 feet.
Only a third.
3 feet. Like I said, you have to be minimum 3 feet to drive a Barbie, the little RC car. So and then this guy's what, 1.5 feet?
Yeah, 1.3 inches.
See, that's such a missed opportunity from Hot Toys. They should have made him life size.
That would have made him life size, man.
Yeah,
shoot.
That would have been a 3 foot.
So he's about a Thanos. He's about Thanos height.
Yeah.
If you have a Thanos, that's how tall he is. 15 inches tall, 15, 16 inches tall. So he's about Thanos height. But he's much bigger of a figure. This guy right here.
Yeah.
But
and that's to be understood on this one. It's a movie anniversary year for Revenge, because I did see Revenge of the Sith. Yes. Yeah. For Revenge of the Sith. But again, a lot of the releases weren't in connection to Revenge of the Sith, except for Palpatine and the Darth Vader on the operating table.
It was also opportunities for Hot Toys to clap back at some of the pieces that they missed out on for anniversaries, like Jar Jar. They released it. They released Poe Dameron. They used this opportunity for May and April for Star Wars in order to drop some figures they didn't drop a few years ago.
It just wasn't doing it for me. And Nate knows it. I'm like, there's just this stuff. It's filler. It's empty calories. Like the stuff that they kept dropping. I'm like, this is some boring shit. Like, who's
dude? Denobi. People kept asking me on my streams, when you coming back to do a midnight run? And I'm like,
I go, if you with them. You put me on to that cherry blossom stormtrooper, and I'll be like, I'm like, I'll be it's like, no, let's boring. Like none of that crap. It's boring. It's boring shit. It's except for the artist in Obi-Wan, which is kind of badass. But like this, like you want me to talk about this, Chopper? No, another clone Cody? Like no, I've been there. I was there,
Well,
Gandalf.
the thing is, I can't agree with you with Cody because people were asking for Cody.
Yeah, maybe. And the only thing for May the 4th, and remember May the 4th, the only thing that was semi worth talking about was Jar Jar Binks. But even then, what did I find exciting? The most most exciting thing for May the 4th was picking up the Star Tours Star Speeder toy vehicle that sold out from the Disney store. It's big as shit. It has like the movie and sound. And to me, that was the most exciting thing for May the 4th. Versus everybody was talking about, like, yeah, it's Jar Jar. But that to me, this exclusive, which sold out, mind you, in a couple hours. I had to enter a virtual queue to get this thing. But that to me, that's what was exciting. Like talking about, about this thing here, not
they did not give Cody per system, which was a missed opportunity to be a 2.0.
Yeah.
They should have gave that head sculpt the per system, but they didn't.
Yeah, and then the Cody was just kind of they added the helmet and made it, and they added the emblem of exclusive, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess
it comes with the Phase 1 helmet, so
yeah, I guess.
But the thing is, it's for collectors that missed out on the Cody, and people were asking for it. So
yeah,
like every damn time I had a stream that talked about Star Wars, people were asking for another Cody. Like, where's Cody at?
Yes, because which then I understood that the last Cody was released before 2020, which most 2020 did bring in new collectors. So it made sense. So, and most veteran collectors who already have the original Cody don't really need to get. I have the original Cody is right behind me, in my trooper collection. It's right there.
He's right here too.
So
they were doing right here too.
Yeah. So to me, another Cody, and you slap on the Hot Toys exclusive label, and like, whatever. I don't have anything from InArt, and I probably will never have anything from InArt in my collection. So I will.
So you're not going. I know we talked about it briefly, but you're not going to go for the Snape.
The actor's name. I'm having
Alan Rickman though.
Alan Rickman. I will say I saw the photos, and it looks exactly like Alan Rickman. They did a really, really bang up job. But I am not casting any spells. I'm not enrolling in Hogwarts. I don't know. No, I'm not. I'm not going to visit the Ministry of Magic and deal with the distribution drama of InArt and the Tariff situation. No, it's a beautiful figure. It looks exactly like Alan Rickman, but absolutely not. No.
Yo, you might even get it worse than Big Dog Pound one, because he still hasn't gotten his
the problem with InArt is that you never know when you're gonna get this this figure delivered to you, because they do, unless you're an influencer, unless you're part of the Will Fox and Friends team, you're not gonna get that this stuff on time. So I don't. InArt, how are they still in? I don't understand that how they're still in business. I just don't get that at all.
Oh, there we go. Gnarly Chaplin is one of the few that have been asking about you. There he is. There he is, right there.
Did you enjoy the fallout with the Darth Vader Sith Apprentice release?
There was a fallout?
I don't know.
Gnarly Chaplin has to explain what fallout we're talking about here. What happened? Like, was it because of the abundance of resellers buying the stacks and racks of Darth Vader Sith Apprentices? Like the towers, you saw the photos, towers of boxes of Sith Apprentices that were bought up and resold for $1,500.
Yeah.
Maybe he's talking about that.
I don't have. I'm immune. I'm vaccinated towards InArt. I don't have. InArt doesn't do anything for me. I'm not. This one dude who from is it Ireland, Scotland? Who is it? Is it Agent Silver Fox?
Agent Silver Fox, yes.
Agent Silver Fox. Yeah, he's in love with InArt. He thinks InArt. Yeah,
Is the bee's knees.
He was trying to push me. He was telling me about Paul Atreides and Dune, and he's like, you're gonna get it, and like he just assumed I'm like, I go, no, that's not how the spice works. That's not how, it's not. No,
The spice must flow.
The spice must flow, and it doesn't work. No,
it does flow backwards.
No, he's a cool dude, but no, he's definitely juiced up on InArt. But I go, no, not even for like Dune. Like, no, InArt is a wild carnival ride of a shit show. You just don't know when you're going to get your shit. Their prices fluctuate from each retailer, reseller that sells it. Now they're going into 112 because they're struggling with the 1.6. They're all over Harry Potter. I don't. They just gives me a headache. Collectors were going crazy over it being 1,500 pieces. The follow-up of the Sith Apprentice.
Oh yeah, that's so we were right. He was mentioning about the $1,500 price tags and what have you on these pieces.
Oh, like this? I'm not.
Yeah. Oh wait, collectors were only crazy over only. Oh, collectors. Yeah, we already talked about that, gnarly, earlier. Remember you told me, Denobi, that on stream right here. You told me that the reason why collectors went after the artisan Darkside Anakin was because of the flip of the trade baits.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, you can't tell me that
it's popular. It's because
well, I saw the photos. People who were walking out of the show with 8 to 10 of those. I mean, it was clearly that's the thing, that the artisan Darkside Anakin was a bit fit commodity. It was purchased specifically for its monetary value. That's exactly. I go, if you're a collector and you're able to score the artisan Darkside Anakin at retail, you're going to be so tempted to not hold on to it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard for you not to sell it, knowing that you could potentially squeeze out $1,000 on it easy. So most collectors that were able to get it, and I would probably say the collectors who end up paying the secondary price are probably the genuine collectors that are probably going to hold on to it, because if you're spending $1,200-$1,300 on a Darkside Anakin and you decide to sell it, you're going to take a loss. You're going to have to sell it for at least 20-30% more to cover all the fees and such, and all the auction fees. So, but no, I mean, to me, the artisan Anakin was 100% as a commodity, where people were just, and then I saw the photos. People were showing me the photos from the convention floor where they were walking out with boxes of the. I mean, there was no limit as to how many you could buy. So, just what it was.
Why would Hot Toys want to make such a popular iteration of a character so limited? Well, I feel it's because over the years, collectors have been asking for more exclusives, more limited edition pieces because there was a time where Hot Toys just did not care. Like, you could get any limited exclusive, you could get any exclusive.
Why would people, I heard this from other streams. They're like, why would they I go, it's a labor intensive figure. How long did it take to get the first Anakin? Wasn't it 2 years from pre-order to delivery? The light side Anakin, it was a 2-year delivery. It's a labor intensive figure. People wanted the doll hairs on those figures. It's labor intensive. I mean, you can only get some of the Uyghurs and the slaves and the kids to stitch this hair on this figure. It's a labor intensive process. It has to be done by hand. And so people were like, well, they're going to make more. Like, no, like that. They probably made these dark side Anakins right next to the light side. Maybe that's why it took 2 years for delivery on the light side. Because remember, the dark side Anakins were ready upon delivery. Once the pre-orders went up, you can pick them up. So that batch, that ship had sailed already. So the fact that people are like, well, they're going to make more. Why would Hot Toys? Doesn't Hot Toys love money? It's not about Hot Toys not loving money. It's that it's a labor intensive figure, and they already have a conveyor belt of commitments. Look at the 130 pre-orders. How much time do you want them? How much more? Look how long it took to get the ATRT, the chicken walker. That was 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Anytime Hot Toys has to introduce brand new R&D, it always takes them forever. And same thing for the Dewback. The Dewback was almost a 2-year delivery.
Yeah.
So something has to give. Something has to trying to bump up something in the conveyor belt. Something has to take the price. But I mean, that's the way I understand it. So it's not like they did it on spite and to artificially inflate the market. It's not like they're Entrepreneurs is going to make $1,500 off of these artist shenanigans. It's not how it works. They made it. Not to mention that there are already other artisan figures that are approaching the 2-year mark. Let's not forget Artisan Scarlet Witch. She was a 2023 pre-order. We're in 2025. Where's our art? Right? So you have to be fair. Well, we wanted more Dark Side Anakins. Well, Artisan Scarlet Witch is approaching the 2-year mark. She's behind. The Artisan Scarlet Witch is behind.
Oh wow, it's hitting a 2-year mark on that one. Damn.
And so they overstepped. It's crazy because 2023 was also the year too that they started closing down their flagship stores. So
wow, closing up their flagship stores. Damn.
Yeah. So it's the Artisan Anakin isn't the only one. There's quite a few. There's quite a few other artisans. What about that Loki from the TV show? I don't know why they did that.
Oh, that's right. Artisan Loki.
They did the Artisan Loki.
God of Stories.
They did the Artisan Harley, which I believe the Harley is now over a year. There's a couple of them that have already gone over a year, but I know the Scarlet is one that's approaching 2-year mark. So,
well, these artisan figures and also in our figures, they are pretty much a 2-year commitment.
But that's not how they were first toted, though. They are now, but that's not how they were first sold to us. You know that. They had regular delivery windows when they first went out as a pre-order. So
yeah, but the thing is, that's always Sideshow's assumption. We can't go with Sideshow assumptions here.
Yeah, but remember, Sideshow now has to pad the delivery, has to I'm doing something here really quick. Let's see if I can share this tab.
The God of Stories. Yeah.
So look at this. I mean, everybody wanted more Artisan Darkside, but wait a minute now. There's a bunch of shit here on the conveyor belt here. Right?
A bunch of shit in the conveyor belt.
Right? Remember the Jack Sparrows? Remember Scarlet Witch? How about this clown, Luke Skywalker Dark Empire? You know?
Don't invoke his name like that, dear Lord. Come on, that's my boy right there. That's peak level.
Look at this,
Luke Skywalker right there.
No,
yes,
yes,
that's peak level Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. So Scarlet is she was a 2023. Jack Sparrow was delivered. It's crazy because Jack Sparrow came after Scarlet, and she still hasn't been delivered yet. So, but Artisan Jack Sparrow has. Interesting. And so the
thing is, it happened with the same thing with Artisan Anakin Skywalker too, the original one. Jack Sparrow was the first one to be released before Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And even though Artisan Jack Sparrow came out for pre-order, I think a year after Anakin, as far as like for pre-order for purchases. So, and he beat the somehow Jack Sparrow beat the Anakin Skywalker. He beat everybody.
Yeah, he sure did. This search on Sideshow, I modified it from its pre-order announcement. So like the last Artisan was the Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is on waitlist, right here. And then the one before that was the Winter Soldier, and then the Moon Knight, Harley, and then the Joker. This
oh my God, I feel sorry for collectors with that Joker.
Yeah, the Artisan Joker. I don't know who's going to come into that.
Oh my God.
Black Widow I pre-ordered Black Widow. I'm excited to get her. If she's part of the original Avengers, I can't wait to get her. I did not pre-order Imposter Batman Joker. Nope. I did not touch God Loki Artisan. I thought that was a joke. And then Dark Empire Artisan, I guess there's a demand for this. I mean, you think the collectors are going to commit to this guy, Nate? I mean, you really think?
Well, the thing is, it's going to happen the same way if it does. Like the Artisan Anakin Skywalker, people
Yeah,
were waiting ways conversions on those. Because,
yeah,
like, you got a ways conversion on Anakin Skywalker
I
Artisan.
did. I
Yeah,
did, and I didn't fulfill it though. I added
but it's
myself
going
to
to
the
be
wait.
flaky collectors canceling.
Yeah,
So, well, the thing is, we're getting some rough waters here this year with the new administration now.
God
So,
damn.
I wouldn't be
She's,
surprised people start canceling stuff.
yeah, she's $500 today. She's not cheap. I didn't
She
pre-order
does.
Scarlet.
Yeah, she comes with a. I think it's because of that goddamn base right
Is
there.
it the base? Holy, it's like 445. So when you add the Tariff trifecta, I mean, you're looking at what, 525, 550?
Yeah, and also she's the first DX Marvel figure too, which is crazy.
Yeah. I'm on I'm curious to see what this looks like. I'm really what the final product, if they're able to do like
Mommy's looking good, bro.
yeah.
Mommy's looking
I
good. I'm just
like
hoping.
yeah.
Damn, look at that hourglass. God damn. Dear
I mean,
Lord,
it
have
looks
mercy.
it's not a bad figure.
Mhm.
Scar looks pretty good too. That's the one I pre-ordered this one. This is like right out of the Avengers.
Chef's kiss right
This
there.
is wild. This is like right off of the Avengers. This is like Iron Man 2.
This is Iron Man 2. There's a reason why Jon Favreau was just looking over at the rear view mirror.
Yeah.
I was like, God, man. Daddy,
Wow.
chill.
She was
Damn.
hot back in the day, wasn't she?
Mm.
God damn. She was
She's seasoned now. She's seasoned.
well,
Okay.
I mean, she's
She's
entering that
seasoned
milk
now.
mode, right? Or she's what, 44 now? She's in her
I,
40s, isn't she?
yeah, I don't mind. They're not expired yet. I like my mommy season 2. Okay.
Yeah. Let me look at these. I have Artisan Anakin, and the face looks amazing, but the wool hair is overrated. The Endgame Spider-Man, God. People are going to be, yes. Yeah, people are going to be, I agree. Once these invoices go out, they're going to be canceling. People can cancel the tariffs are provided to get out of free jail card if you bought from Sideshow. Yeah, I agree. I'll be waiting for the Hot Toys to do the Hot characters so I can finally be done with
Mitchell, I thought you went to bed, Mitchell. You said you
Yeah.
were going to catch up with us later. I'm like, go to bed, Mitchell. Come on, man. I want you to get some sleep.
Yeah. I don't know if Hot Toys has the Jurassic Park IP.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Universal. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be interesting though, but I wouldn't. No. I don't. I just don't see Hot Toys getting into the dino business. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're gonna see that. I'm out. It's 10 minutes over here. 10 a.m. over here.
Yeah. I do gotta go. I do have to I'm pushing over to I'm tired. I am tired.
You know what I wonder? Oh, you're gonna end it? Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm still looking at that Joker right there, the Artisan Joker right there, the one Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I wonder how many people are said no to that 4-pack they bought.
I wouldn't want it. Why would you want something that represents a shitty film? Like Joker 2 destroyed that whole IP. And I don't care how legendary and how phenomenal the first one is. It's left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. Nobody wants to go anywhere near this Joker property now. It's poisoned. It really is. I wouldn't want any of that. I don't want any of that crap. And my thoughts and prayers goes out to the collectors that got suckered into the whole in-art Joker set. Like, that sucks. And if you cancel it, you're at what, $200-$300 non-refundable deposit. Like, that can sour the collecting experience 100%. I wouldn't want Joaquin Phoenix in my collection, not after the way Joker 2 ended. I mean, that's all it takes. and it's never going to be forgotten. It'll be a long time. It'll be a lot of healing. But you know what? We're going to get a new Joker anyway because we have the James Gunn's DCEU universe coming in.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. I got to go to bed, but I do want to. I'm tired enough, so I don't think I'll blow up on this, but I do want to share the story.
Okay.
I do want to share the story with the audience. So when I collect, when I get products in, I the last year or so I've really shifted to buying toys and collectible pieces that spur joy in me, imagination, something that lets me play with it and such, that I look forward to. Like, let me go on location, let me take some photos, let me have some fun. I really that makes me happy. I got to do that with the ATRT, right?
Nice.
I got to USB hack the ATRT, and I got to go on location, get some really cool photos. It challenges my my skills when it comes to USB hacking, and I have a lot of fun doing it in the process. And then there was one particular hot toy set that I was really looking forward to getting, and it was the Dewback Stormtrooper set. I was genuinely waiting because the Dewback Stormtrooper was released in Hong Kong January the 15th. And this was before the whole Trump tariff bullshit that this idiot threw us into. And I had the opportunity in February to actually buy the Dewback Stormtrooper set through an overseas seller at a little bit below Sideshow's retail, meaning that if you factor in shipping and tax. And I had that opportunity, and the website, I'm not going to mention them, but they had it on sale and they had coupons and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I have my Sideshow points and my deposit. I'm just going to wait for Sideshow. And the whole idea of patiently waiting for the Dewback Stormtrooper set was so that I can go on location and have fun with it. I wanted to go visit the dunes of Arrakis. 90 miles northwest of Las Vegas, where I live, there's these beautiful sand dunes. It looks like you're in Arrakis, like you can pick up spice, where the spice flows, right?
The spice must flow.
Spice must flow. God, I want to do some spice now, Nate. So I was looking forward to getting this Dewback set. I'm like, cool, I'm going to bring a bunch of figures. I'm going to go visit these dunes and I'll get some really cool Tatooine photos. Months go by. I'm like, where's my goddamn Dewback set? The temperature is rising here in Las Vegas. I won't be able to go on location and film because it gets too hot. We're entering the summer season. It gets freaking hot, especially during the dunes, where if it's like 85 degrees here in Vegas, it's about 10 degrees warmer where the dunes are located, 90 miles northwest. But it was super cold in the beginning of the year. I'm like, man, let me get this Dewback, and I can have a lot of fun. Then our citizens of this country decided to vote for this president, and now I'm being punished. I don't give a shit. I didn't vote for the fucker, right? But I'm being punished because all I want to do is play with my toy. I didn't vote for this idiot, and I have to pay for other people's mistakes. And I don't think that's right. I just don't. All I wanted was my Dewback and Stormtrooper. And I remember talking to a bunch of friends, Nate, a few others, Laura, and people were like, well, what are you going to do? You have a choice. Well, you do have a choice. Our country is based on consumer spending. If you're unhappy with something, you just don't spend it. That's how you vote. You vote with your wallet. Stock market is based on consumer spending. If you don't want to spend on something, you don't. You don't have to be bullied into anything. So it made me really angry. Like I'm tired now, so I'm not getting worked up about it.
Yeah.
But it's outrageous. Like, I've gone out of my way to properly manage my spreadsheet, my collection, and now politics are dabbling into it, fucking things up. That pisses me off. Pisses me off. So, in a fit of rage and in my anger, I canceled my pre-order. And Nate was telling me, you should keep it. You should keep it. I go, no, Nate, because if I pay Sideshow and I let that order arrive, I'm not going to open it because I'm going to stew. It's not going to be the good beef stew. It's going to be the nasty stew because I'm not going to open it because I'm going to hate it. It's not going to be fun. If I let that do-back set enter my home and I cucked over for those tariffs, it's going to piss the fuck out of me. I didn't sign up for that. I didn't vote for this. Unlike other Americans, I know the definition of what a tariff means. So I can't let that do-back set enter my room. And I pondered it for like 24 hours, and it was pissing me off. Anytime I thought about it, I had like 4 days to make up my mind, Sideshow. And I went on Sideshow's chat service and I tried to argue with them. I go, why am I not being grandfathered in? I go, I pre-ordered this in a different time. Why are you? Well, we don't have any choice. There's nothing we can do. And all I got was bullshit excuses from Sideshow. I feel they should eat it. Why should I? And why were they so adamant about accepting that shipment? Other toy manufacturers just sat on their shipment. They just let it sit in China, whatever, and not have it shipped. In fact, one of the companies I know that comes to mind is the Magic Toy One. They're the ones that are making like the Pokeballs and the Fallout Gauntlet. And they sent out an email like, yeah, we're not going to have our shipment come out so that we don't have to pass it on. And Sideshow didn't even think about that. Sideshow just wanted their shipment as soon as possible and then just dump it on us and then just pass on those wonderful savings to the consumer. And I'm like, no. And this is when the do-back was on wait list everywhere. And Nate was like, oh, you're going to regret it. I go, I'll regret it more if that do-back enters this room. I have a problem that if a product enters my room or my collection and it doesn't go my way or it's tainted with negative energy, I so absolutely want to destroy it with a passion. And this has only happened in the last 5 years. This has only happened twice where it was like the product in my room was given off negative, pure. And the last product, it was the Artisan Joker. The Artisan Joker, where I pre-ordered on day one, and everybody else got theirs in December, and I got mine like the first week of March. Oh, I was so fucking pissed. I was so pissed. And then because my Artisan Joker arrived so late, all I kept seeing on social media were petty ass man baby collectors bitching about the hair peeling off the Joker and this and that and the QC issues. And it kept souring that experience for me. And this is like January or February. I'm like, God, everybody else got their damn Artisan Joker and I don't have it. And then when I finally got mine, like the first week of March, it arrived in the room. I didn't even want to touch it. I hated it. I hated it so much. I wanted to set the figure on fire. It sat on my floor. I remember telling my buddy Sean, hey, DeLorean, and I go, it's still on the floor. I don't want to open this fucking thing. I don't want this in my room. I don't need it. If I open it up, I'm gonna destroy it. And I ended up just selling it. Sold it for $700. So, but I could not.
The NR version? The NR version?
No, the Artisan Hot Toys.
Oh God.
My Artisan Joker showed up like 2 months late. And then during that period, everybody kept bitching about the hair peeling off and all that. And then by the time I was so over the Artisan Heath Ledger Joker, like I go, I hate this character so much now.
I hate this character.
And I didn't even want to. And it sat on my floor. I showed you a photo. It said I didn't even want to open it. Like, I don't want this thing in my room.
You just showed me.
The only other product that generated that much hate and anger in me that I wanted to destroy it. And I came close to doing it because I was going to go out in the desert and use explosives. Was the Jazz Inc. Justice Mobile. And Sean can attest to this. Hey to Lauren, he knew what I was going through. I go, Sean, I hate this vehicle. This vehicle is deteriorating as I see it. And I kept bitching about it. And then Yost finally came out and like, look, I'll buy the damn thing from me. But every time, like, I hated it. Like, I wanted to blow it up. I wanted to blow it up. Like, it was garbage. Like, it just kept falling. It was deteriorating. It was disintegrating in my very eyes. I had to put candy dishes to support it. It was it was horrible. It was completely horrible. So I canceled my dewback. Yeah, I canceled it. And as I predicted, because of the tariff situation, all of a sudden, Alter Ego Comics, which had their dewback set sold out, all of a sudden now they have in stock. And then I found another. Then I found another. As I predicted, like, remember I told Nate. Nate was like, "You sure?" Like, I told Nate, people aren't gonna because you're looking at a $700 dewback set. When you add in the tariff trifecta, it brought it up to $855. Like, it was gross. Like, it was just bad. I was able to find it through an authorized sideshow retailer that had a very affordable tariff, a lot cheaper than what Sideshow was trying to fuck me with, and and the shipping was cheaper, and they didn't charge me sales tax, so I did not get hit with the tariff trifecta. That's all I was trying to do, was avoid the trifecta. I'm like, if I buy this dewback set with the trifecta, I'm gonna hate it, and I'm not gonna open it. So, so that's where I was. That was about a week of and I'm like, I can't be in a live stream because I'm a lot better now, but I was like, it was messing me up. Like, I have trouble sometimes when and it's just me. That's my stuff like that gets to me, and I have trouble sleeping. I shit you not. This is over a fucking toy, and it gets to me. Like it just like.
I think I understand, because I really wanted that Dark Side Edition Artisan Anakin Skywalker from the Japans. I really wanted that piece, and I saw it for a good deal. Well, not really a good deal, because it's still twice, 3 times the amount of what it is sold for. Anyway, I did want to get it for 1,000 with Jeremy, but I was like, when I get it, it's not gonna feel right with me, because I'm for the amount I spend on it versus what's the retail price for it.
Yeah,
it was too much. It was too much over my rules when it comes to buying resale figures. And I was like, I'm not gonna love it when I get it in. It's not gonna be a piece that I'm gonna enjoy, have a full-on respect for. All I'm gonna be is looking every time I look at that piece, it's gonna be like, I spent $1,000 for that. I spent $1,000 on that.
You're not going to enjoy it the same way. You're not.
Yeah.
And like I share with you, I go, we're still not a Sideshow. I still feel Sideshow's going to get a small allotment. It may not be a lot, but if they do, the timing would be around Toy Fair's San Diego Comic-Con, because that's when the last Dark Side Anakin was released. So now, if they don't release it and it's August, then the ship is sailed. But I'm still optimistic, because remember, Nate, the U.S. collectors that could not wait, what happened to them?
In chess, the pawns go first. Humans and their guns.
Oh, man, that's a good clip. I haven't seen that clip in a minute. Oh, crap, Denobi, we lost you.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
But yeah, right? So think about it. The U.S. collectors that couldn't wait, what if Sideshow ends up doing a queue system, even in the small match, right? So I'm still optimistic. I still think we still have a chance. I mean, we're entering the summer, so I think it'll be good. And yeah, folks, I had fun. I need to go to bed. I need to wake up early tomorrow. What do we got?
Yes, I'd say it's a full-scale panic. Are you having a run on the bank there yet?
If you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw, there it is. That's a straw, you see. Watching. And my straw reaches across the room.
Oh, I gotta go to bed.